Well, folks, the day has come. 2023 is now coming to an end, and we're going to say goodbye to a loved one.
Hey guys, I guess that's it.
Now, folks, it's gonna get better by the moment, because the end of one chapter means the beginning of another. I want you to check this out. This is my new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. You may have seen me open it on Christmas Day, but it's the smartphone I remember talking about in my self-care follow-up video. Wait until you see my reaction when I unbox it. Hello folks, it's David again. Hope you folks are doing well as 2023 comes to a close. Listen, technology has come a mighty long way. It gets more and more advanced over the years, always leveling up each time, with every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, month, year. Especially mobile technology. As a matter of fact, Samsung Galaxy phones have gotten immensely better and better since the South Korea-based electronics company made the jump from 10 to 20 when announcing a new part of the S series. And I think it's time I make the leap from this to this. I remember seeing ads of Samsung Galaxy phones that were later models than mine, and they made me so jealous. But there was one in particular that I remember seeing on TV with the captions, "Greatest performance ever," at least that's what I remember, of the Galaxy S23 Ultra, and it flew right into my brain. And I also had a dream that I actually tried on a new phone that had space zoom, although that dream was about the S22 Ultra. And speaking of which, what would be the best place to take a picture with space zoom? Outer space! Come on! And I'd like to give you an explanation for the road why I needed one such upgrade. A common misconception about digital cameras on Android phones is that they have inferior quality. But looking into the work that Xiaomi, Redmi, Huawei, Vivo, not to be confused with the Brazilian service provider, and now Samsung have put into the improvements of their phone cameras, Android quality has gotten significantly better. So much so that Samsung will outnumber the iPhone one day. Think about that, iPhone users. Now, like I said, today is the day that I make the jump from 10 to 23. It's a rather momentous upgrade for me, since we've come a long way from the very first Android, and more importantly, the birth of Samsung Galaxy in 2010. Time for me to unbox my new phone. Here we go. Prepare for the incision. Look at that! Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles. This is what it looks like. Botanic green! Lovely. So as I can feel right here, it's got a satin finish. So we've got our Samsung logo. Look at that. Ah, there we go. Now, as you'll see, this has a satin finish. On the left side, you don't have anything here, but a side bezel that's slim. Actually, less thin compared to my other device. On the right side, you have your volume rockers and your soft key. If you press and hold it, it turns the phone on. It's also used as the Bixby key, hence why I say soft key. On the back side, you have your signature cameras including the space zoom camera, as well as your sensor and flash. On the top, you've got your top microphone. On the bottom, you've got your S Pen slot, your speaker cutout, your USB Type-C charging port, your other stereo microphone, and the SIM card slot. Well, let me tell you straight away, it has Verizon 5G. And on the front, you've got your front-facing camera, and of course, your screen. And let's look at the S Pen. Ooh, I love it so much. You can barely see that, but it's also made of very durable material. And look, it's got a satin finish. I know, it can absorb your moisture. And there's your Samsung logo. Let's take a closer look at the cameras. So I wanted to get Botanic Green because I wanted a phone whose color would fit my fashion taste, as you can see here. Now, we're not going to take this off just yet because I gotta put a screen protector on it, so to prevent scratches. Let's see what else we have here. So yeah, that's the, and it only comes with its charging cord and SIM card picker or slot opener. That's the quick start guide. Important safety. Yeah. USB-C to USB-C. Although I got a better cable to charge it, and it's braided. Let me show you. It's two different chargers. One for the wall. I'm sorry. One long, one short. Because we also have a car charger and a wall charger. And guess what? Just like the charging block that came with my Galaxy Note 10 Plus, this one also charges super fast. And I mean super fast. Let's open that one up. Oh, it's upside down. There you go, super fast charging. Let's take that. Let's take those off the prongs. This is the car charger. And as you'll see, it's got standard USB and USB Type-C on it. In green. This time spring green. That's really cool. And in my objective opinion, braided cables are the best. Oh, I didn't show the expression on my face when I unboxed it. Oh, zoom out. There we go. Look at that! Isn't that wonderful? Now, we're going to put it in this military-grade case. Hang on. Ah, there we are. Look at that. Almost exactly the same color. Army green. Yeah, I call it army green for a very specific reason, because Botanic green looks pretty close to military green. Now folks, before I get to powering the device on, I must unbox the screen protectors first. Prepare for the incision. Oh, oops, I already did that. As you'll see, they are tempered glass. And on the packaging it said anti-fingerprint, and I was like, what? But I have to scan my fingerprint. And then I realized it prevents you from getting your fingerprints on it. But I still want to be able to scan my fingerprint. But you know what? I think I'll use my iris. Now, mustn't look at the camera while doing this. Yeah, look where it says. Alignment must be correct. I'll take this off. I'm only putting the screen protectors on so to prevent scratches. If you get what I'm saying. Let's get the other end on. Now it has to be correctly aligned. Careful, David. Careful, careful. No bubbles. Where's... Oh, the installation kit. Let's do bottom up. Be precise, be precise. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't even look neato, does it? Yeah, there's still a little bit of bubbles on that. Hold on, let me stop. Okay, take two. There. Let me do this off camera to ensure accuracy and precision. Okay, I think that's a little askew, but it's much better than having too many air bubbles on it. And now, let's put it in the military-grade case. There we go. Let's also put the camera protectors on it first. Hang on. Something tells me I should have put these on first before putting the case on. Hang on a minute. Careful. Careful. Got 2 of the 5. There we go. All right, let's put it back in the case. Oh, that was my bling. As you saw, they are black bling. Come on, let's make sure it fits. Make sure it fits. Come on. There we go. Let's get a close-up at these. Look at them twinkle. Love that. It comes with wet wipes in case you want to clean them. Now, before we get to powering it on, I want to make sure this covers the cameras without stoppage. There we go. Perfect. Now, oh. Now it's time to power the device on. Focus. Look at that. 5G. Love it. Huh? This is going to take a while. All right, now folks, I'm going to complete setup of the device off camera. So if you excuse me. All right, setup is complete, but oops, I see a problem. We need to apply a theme to it. How about, hold on. This one. This is Cube Silver. It's silver and gold, metallic, and it has a skeuomorphic app icon design. It also reflects the new era of Sgt. Pepper Rocky 60. Hang on a minute. There. Apply. There we go. And we also need Euro style. Okay, folks, I'm going to wait for the transfer to complete, and then I'll try out the best features of it, including the camera stuff. You've got to see this. Okay, data transfer is complete. Time of completion, 12:31 p.m. Now, let's test out the camera. And actually, I'm going to take my first Galaxy S23 Ultra pictures outside for a change. Wait until you see what it has. Hey folks, first ever video on my new Galaxy S23 Ultra. This is awesome. And as you can see, I'm wearing my suit of only two colors, black and magenta, with a touch of silver. I call that my last hurrah suit. Hey, there's a little puffball. If I accidentally show the house numbers, I have to edit them out. But it's December the 31st, and as you can see, all the trees are still bare. They're gonna get their leaves back in March. Hang on, is that... Who is that I hear barking? Who is that woofing? Who is this? Ah, much better. There we go. Portrait mode this time. Man, I'm loving it. Let's try capture. Oh, all right. Oh, just got a text message. 60 frames per second and Ultra HD. You gotta love that. I'm sorry, I'll blur that out. Now I want you to take a look at this. This thing has space zoom. One. Oh, you can't do space zoom in that mode, can you? Meanwhile, here's the very first space zoom photo that I did manage to take. Alright, the theme is set, the font is set, the camera has been tested, and I have yet to set ringtones for my contacts. But I didn't want to set my S23 Ultra's default ringtone to its version of Over the Horizon because listening back to it, it sounds like absolute garbage. Ugh, if I put voices to it, it will sound so much better. I will put my voice and Fox McCloud's voice to it accordingly. I'll do the rap parts, and Fox will do the singing parts. I bet you're interested in how Fox's singing voice would sound, but let me tell you straight away. He can hit high notes like Jordan Fisher. I just started working on it today, but it's only the intro. Listen to this. I can't play this on Adobe Audition because it's shown as stems. So instead, I'm gonna do this. This is Sarge with Fox McCloud. You'll find the rest of that at some point next year. So folks, this is the definitive phone for Sgt. Pepper R360. It has everything I want in a new phone. A higher quality camera, 100 times zoom setting, and superior sound output. So, I don't need to upgrade for a while. That is, until I switch to an S28 Ultra, but it's not going to be until after 5 years from now. I now pronounce this phone my secondary camera. I'll be using it to make a fan video of a song by Weird Al. However, any visit to other sites of the video shoot need to be planned out first. Either way, I can now take the best mobile pictures in town. I can take it to New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, anywhere, even Tokyo, Japan. And to celebrate, just realized my family has a rule against confetti in the house. I'm terribly sorry. Now I'd like to wrap up this video with the year in review. What an awful year it's been for me. From adapting to the legal adult stage to local college classes, I may have passed them now, but it took away my leisure time. To the loss of my Acer PREDATOR, I'll get a new one, don't worry. To, worst of all, being cyberbullied online continuously. It might have stopped now, but that is the #1 reason why this was a shitty year for me. Anyone who religiously cyberbullies a user who suffers from mental problems, anyone who rants and rages directly at such an innocent user repeatedly because they think it's their religion, should never, ever be on any social media platform. Never, Daniel Iaspolovich, yes! I'm terribly sorry about that. I got it all out of my system. Now that the year is over, I'm hoping 2024 will be a better year for me, as long as there's no drama. I might also have to be more in shape when I return to RIT, and you folks might expect more shots of my new phone, but they're also going to be part of my new item for 2024. Plus, I'll change up the music for my items. Right away, I want to remind you that it's going to sound like a band arrangement of the theme music I made on GarageBand for my 2021 items. However, I can only do so when I get a new Predator, since I had Mixcraft on the other one. I couldn't do a Christmas musical composition because of that. But let's not get into that. Let me just say that upgrading to a new phone was my only resolution for the new year. I didn't even make a list of resolutions. I did, however, complete a list of ringtones for my new phone, which you will see later on. But the only hassle is that direct audio input when screen recording is not supported for ringtone preview. I'll find a way around that, so don't worry. So, that's about it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Sgt. Pepper R360 signing off for the final time this year, wishing you a wonderful Year of the Dragon. So long! Oh, I think it's time for dinner now.